They took you for granted. Now they're suffering. They treated you like you didn't matter, like you were nobody. Now they're missing the water. The well has run dry. Back then, they were so distant, so aloof. You were always the one trying to make it work. You were always the one trying to fix things in the relationship. They wanted you to chase after them. That was their way of controlling you. That was their way of taking your power away from you. That was their way of being above you. That is what they were about. You would call them, you would text them, they would take time to respond. And for many of you, this person was cheating on you. This person was pretending with you. This person kept lying to you. You would ask them, what's going on? And they would lie. They would tell you, oh, they were with their friends. They were untrue. They didn't care. They were doing whatever they want to do. They didn't respect the relationship because they thought you'd always be there. You loved them so much. You'd always be there, always be the one trying to make things work. That person treated you terribly. That person didn't show you the love you deserved. There was no reciprocity. You were giving and giving and giving. They were giving nothing back. They were only receiving. They transgressed the law of giving and receiving. But what happens when the table turns? Something happened. The table turned. Back then, you were the one chasing them and trying to make things work. Now, they are the ones. They're obsessed. They're texting you. They're calling you non-stop. For many of you, that has already happened. But for some of you, it's happening even now. And the rest of you, it's a future event. As you give the video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. The day comes when the table turns. The day comes when they end up reaping what they sowed. They didn't care. They pretended not to care back then. Now that you've cut them off, now that you don't want to be with them anymore, they're calling you non-stop. They're acting like a psycho. And they need you now. You never miss the water till the well runs dry. They needed to control you. They needed you to keep calling them. They needed you to keep acting as if they're more important than you. And when you stood up for yourself, that was their biggest fear all along. They lost control. That person lost control. That person was in your life pretending to be so confident. You know, you're the one who's needy. They had the upper hand. You worked on yourself. You grew. You became more. You learned so much. You read books. You watched videos. You read articles. You learned and learned. And you started to love yourself more. You started to remember who you really are. You wouldn't allow people to walk over you anymore. You decided to stand up for yourself, to not be a pushover. If somebody doesn't love you, that is it. You let them go. You let it be. You won't be begging and pleading with people. You did that inner work. So the day had to come when they would get that shocking news that you will not try to make it work anymore, that you will not beg them for their time anymore. You don't need them to show you love. You found a new love, and that new love is you. You are now putting yourself first. You won't beg anybody. You won't put anybody on a pedestal. If somebody doesn't show you that love, you won't show them that love. You don't hate them. God says to love everybody, right? So you have that type of love for them, but it is not romantic. Slowly, you start to fall out of love. Slowly, you started to cut them off, disappear from their life. As hard as it was, you had to do it. And then they got that news, and something amazing happened where that same person who pretended that you didn't matter, who pretended as if they could do better, you know, all that, they started chasing. They became so obsessed, so needy, so psychotic, giving you every reason why you should get back together with them, why you should be with them, making it look like you were making a big mistake by not being with them, trying to make you doubt yourself. But your mind was already made up, and you wouldn't let them back in your life. You've already said no to them, and you're not about to let these people back in your life. They do not deserve your love. They do not deserve your time. They do not deserve your kindness, your loving kindness. All of a sudden, they're chasing, but too late is their cry. And you're wondering, isn't this the same person who didn't give a damn, who didn't care about me? Isn't it the same person I tried to make it work with? And they were pretending not to notice me. They were so aloof. Isn't it the same person who disrespected me back then? Now that you stood up for yourself, now that you took back that power, you took back that control, they lost control. They're there, they're afraid, they're shaking in their boots, they don't know what to do. All of a sudden they don't feel important anymore. You've grown, you're miles ahead of them, because thankfully what they did made you put in the work. You worked on yourself and you grew. So you're miles ahead of them. You don't need anybody to validate you. You do not need anybody to love you. You can find happiness without having a partner. And you know that you're not going back together with them. You don't want to be in such a relationship. Let me tell you something. A vacancy was being created for somebody better to enter your life. for somebody who will appreciate you to come into your life. Not somebody who will treat you with contempt. Not somebody who will disrespect you like they did, who will ill-treat you, maltreat you. Not somebody who will be so distant, so aloof. Back then, there's so much you wanted to do with them. Not them. They were too busy for you. All of a sudden, they have time for you. All of a sudden, they're blowing up your phone. All of a sudden, you're so important, they want to be with you. Don't listen to them. Trust your vibes. Trust your vibes. Trust your intuition. Trust your inner guidance system. Trust that still small voice that is talking to you. Don't change your mind and mess up your life. Because, and you will know what to do. I'm not telling you what to do. You will know what to do by the way you feel. You will know what to do. You will listen to that voice and you will know exactly what to do. Let me tell you, they are out of your life for a reason. For a reason. You sit up for yourself. You won't allow anybody. If they don't appreciate you, they've got to go. So that person, they're suffering right now. They're thinking of what could have been, what might have been. They're thinking of how they had such a treasure and they lost it. They had somebody who was and is still so amazing as you. Somebody was showing them all of that love, and they let that person go. So you see how the tables turn? Cause and effect. Sowing and reaping. Understand karma, no debt in the universe goes unpaid. Understand the law of sowing and reaping. What you sow is what you reap. I never saw anybody sow orange seeds and get apples. What you sow is what you reap. You can't feel sorry for these people and let them come back in your life. And then you may think, you may end up feeling sorry, wondering if you made the right decision. You know, especially when a relationship ends, you're so used to that person. It's like an addiction, like a drug addiction. A lot of what we call love is not love, it is an addiction. You're so used to that. And that is why people stay in toxic, that is one reason people stay in toxic relationships for so long. That is the thing they're used to. But you will know, you will do no such thing. It will take time. Oh yes, we're talking about that person who acted as if you did not exist back then. That person who treated you with so much contempt. You'd call them, they wouldn't pick up the phone. They wouldn't give you the time. You would give them all of that love. You would do so much for them. And they didn't show that love. Today, they are searching for you in other people. Today, they are going on date after date, trying to find you. They want somebody like you, but they already had you. Now they're going on date after date, trying to find someone with the same qualities, with the same ways, with the same character as you. They miss your light, they miss your love, they miss your loving kindness. But have they changed? No. They're still the same person. You just made them feel small. Well, they made themselves feel small when you really think of it. But they need you. They need you to be under them. They need you to bow to them. And that is how they feel as if they're in charge. And they do that with a lot of people. That is how this person is. They don't only do it with you. They do that with a lot of people. They always want people to be the first to say hi to them. You know, everybody has to act as if they're more important than them. And that makes them feel power, but it's not real power. It's not real, it's fake. As soon as you cut them off, as soon as you do not chase after them, that is the end of them. That is the end of it. And you end up seeing their true colors. It surprised you because, wow, he's not as confident, she's not as confident, they're not as confident as they were claiming to be. It was all a lie. Continue to move forward. Continue to advance. Continue to grow. Remember who you are. The child of God that you are. Continue to press on the upward way and to gain new heights every day. Continue to put in that work. You're the advancing king or advancing queen. You're the chosen one. You're on the right track. You're blessed. You're royal. And you won't allow anybody to bring you down. If they don't appreciate you, they didn't appreciate your presence, and you let them deal with your absence. Now they're going crazy. Now they're suffering. Now they're in pain. And for some of you, you're wondering, oh, no, these people don't care. Oh, really? They're good at pretending. They're good at posting pictures, on social media. They're good at pretending that everything is okay. Let me tell you, this message is for somebody. It's not for everybody. And if you're still watching, this message is for you, for sure. They're good at pretending. They're good at acting as if everything is okay. But it's all a lie. They want you to think. Eventually, they become distant. They give you that silent treatment, after they've begged and all of that. They want you to think that all is well. Meanwhile, they're suffering in silence. And some of them will say it. They will let people know, how much of a big mistake they made. The table turns. You were the one trying to make it work back then. You were the one always texting, always messaging, always reaching out, always putting in the work in terms of the relationship. And when you cut them off, when you take back your power, their world comes crumbling. That is it for them. Hey, I'm driving here to actually the hospital, and don't say, oh wow, why is Mantius going to the hospital? It's just a simple checkup, a visit, a regular visit to the hospital. What time is it? I'm a little late, but the last time they had me waiting forever, so they can wait for me a while, because the last time they gave me an appointment. You know how these people are. They gave me an appointment and I had to wait. So today they can wait for me a little while. After all, this is the advancing man here with you. You know, they can wait a little while. So, but I'm here. So that is where I end this video. I look forward to reading your comments. I look forward to hearing what you have to say. Have you been there? Have you seen this? Let me know what's up in the comments. Thank you for liking, for sharing. They never miss the water till the well runs dry. The table is turned. The roles have reversed. It is what it is. You will keep moving forward. You will keep advancing. You will keep winning. You will keep being the advancing king or queen that you are. My name is Mantius. Well, as you already know, this is the Advancing channel. Thank you so much for watching and being a supporter, a member. One love. God bless and all the best.